Have you ever asked yourself, how do I get better in Rocket League? If the answer is yes, then that means that you've probably tried training in free play or using training packs, which is the default or go-to method to train mechanics in Rocket League. The problem that I see with free play is that some people have no idea of what to do in free play. You will hear a lot of pros say to boom the ball around the map and chase it, trying to get the hardest hits you can while staying consistent. I personally do not find this very useful, and if you do, it's great. I'm here to show you a different perspective and method to train your mechanics, one that isn't talked about in the community enough, and that in my opinion is often overlooked. This simple trick is slow motion training. Think about it this way. If you are learning a song on the guitar, do you start out shredding and playing amazing solos? Or do you start out playing hot cross buns? Slowly. You start out slowly. You don't jump right into the deep end because that just becomes frustrating after you don't get it. And this is where a lot of the learning takes a drop. Rocket League is a lot of muscle memory and being able to perform the same function repeatedly. You must take the mechanic at every step of the way and break it down into parts and practice those individual parts to follow through the full mechanic. I think this is where a lot of tutorials fall short, is in teaching you how to fully break down a mechanic. So that is the skill that I'm going to teach you. First, let's get into slow motion training. This works for both console and PC players. PC players will have an easier time doing this with the ability to use Bake's mod. First, for PC, go to Play, then Training, then go to Free Play and select your favorite map. When you load in the game, press F2 to open the Bake's mod client, click on Current Game, and then bump the speed down to 0.5 times. Secondly, for console players, go to Play, then to Custom Games, then to Private Match. Change the game modifiers to these settings: Match Length Unlimited, Game Speed to Slow-Mo, Boost Amount to Unlimited, and Respawn Time to Disable the Goal Reset. After we have the slow motion game set up, this is the training part. First, to get used to the slow motion, just get the ball on top of your car and drive around, trying to keep the ball on top of your car for as long as possible. Make sure you're not just driving in a straight line, and take some corners too. Once you're comfortable with carrying the ball on your car, let's break down a simple flick. First, you need to get the ball on the sweet spot, which is generally above the windshield of your car. Second, you need to do a small jump by tapping the jump button and not holding it. Third, cradle the ball by air rolling and angling your windshield toward the way you want to flick the ball. Fourth, flip into the ball following the angle that you are moving towards. That's a simple breakdown of a flick, and you can apply this to any other mechanics such as air dribbling or ceiling shots, even flip resets. Break down every mechanic into basic functions and master those basic functions, then proceed to put them together in one fluid motion. Rocket League is a very fast-paced game, and slowing the speed down shows you exactly where your mistakes are in the mechanic at very specific points. This allows you to see and correct those tiny mistakes that you're making. One problem that people seem to have with this type of training is adjusting to the regular gameplay speed after slow motion. When you're going from 0.5 times to 1 times, you are literally doubling the speed at which you are playing. If you are on PC and you have this problem where you cannot adjust properly after doing slow motion training, you can incrementally increase the game speed using the toggle slider. I will say once you do this a couple of times, you get used to the speed change and it gets much easier. You just have to stick with it. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And thanks for watching. Hope you learned something.